one of the things that happened was that I left the company that I was working with, because again, as a serial entrepreneur, there are times when you have to leave the company that you're working with. They were done. They didn't need me anymore. They went off on their own path. And I went looking for new things to do. I went looking for new problems to solve. And one of the problems that's come up this last couple of years has been my fascination with what does it take to do a really good pitch or a presentation? What does it take? What's the difference between somebody who's really good at getting their message across and somebody who maybe struggles with it? So many of the companies pitching here, so many of the entrepreneurs who pitch here, they're really brilliant. I mean, they're really smart people. And yet, because of the way that they present, the way they speak, the way they come across, their message doesn't get through. And so I started to get fascinated by that, started to get fascinated by what's the difference between the two of those? What's the difference between someone who's really good at what they do and doesn't? And so therefore, this new company I'm working with, Voiceable, is all about that. Trying to figure out how do you use your voice when you pitch? Your words are important, your body language is important, but how do you use your voice? And how does your voice either help your message or sometimes take away from it? So what's changed? Not much, except that I'm an entrepreneur, I'm back again, and now I'm working with helping entrepreneurs to be able to pitch better. Like any entrepreneur knows, it's a lot of work, and it's been a long, hard battle for us. We worked for 2.5, almost 3 years, developing the technology, working on the back end, trying to figure out everything. And about 5 weeks ago, we got ready for launch. Our first product, our minimum viable product, our MVP, we were ready to launch it. It's an app, okay? And I got up in the morning of the day that I was gonna launch it, the launch day. I got up in the morning and my girlfriend said to me, she said, "Rick, are you excited about today?" And I said, "Not really." She said, "Why not? Today's your launch day." And I go, "Yeah, I know, but there's so many things I should have done." I said, we have not been able to get the marketing going properly. There's so many things. We've exhausted ourselves. I was up until 2 a.m. last night fixing the videos that go in the app and uploading them to Apple. And I said, I'm exhausted. I said, I wish I could have done more. That's a typical entrepreneur feeling. But you know what was really cool? That afternoon, so I got a message from a friend of mine, said, "You got to check this out, got to check this out." Entrepreneur.com is the world's largest website for entrepreneurs. It's Entrepreneur Magazine. They featured we had a feature article about our app. Feature article, and it was so incredibly fun to figure that out, okay? That we were being featured. And that's what's so much fun about being an entrepreneur. You just never know. And all of a sudden, surprising things like that can happen. And that's what's great fun about being an entrepreneur. So what's next for Voiceable? I don't know, we'll see. Cover of the Rolling Stone. No, cover of Entrepreneur.com. There's two things. One is building your network. Networks don't just happen. You have to build a network. You've got to get out there and meet people. And not just meet them and give them your business card and do an elevator pitch and think that now everything is good. You've got to develop a relationship. And that means you've got to take care of that. You've got to nurture a relationship. You've got to stay in touch with them. Just like with a family or a friend, you've got to take care of relationships, otherwise they die. So the thing about this kind of an event is that you get to meet people, start those new relationships, and take care of some old relationships, and make sure that people know what you're doing and you know what they're doing. That's really valuable. The other thing that's really interesting is that my team came to me about a month ago, and they were complaining. And they were complaining because they said, "Rick, you're not clear enough on what the business model is. It's just not coming through clearly." So I said, "Great, I'm going to go to EVC. I'll pitch." Through the process of pitching, my pitch has gotten better. My focus on the business has gotten better. And I had a meeting just 2 days ago. I went through the pitch that I'm going to hold here at EVC with the team, and they were like, "Oh, we finally get it." So it's helping them to get more clear on what we're doing. So that's the value of this. It's not just the network, it's also that process you go through of clarifying your message, practicing it on people, getting positive feedback, getting negative feedback, and adapting it. That helps the whole business.